We are here today talking to Jeremiah Kraniak and Katie Beltran, two of the four actors who are in the upcoming Saginaw Choral Society production of, and this is a long title, I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. Okay? And yes, we'll talk about the show, but I'm hoping they're going to go along with this. I know that both of them have performance anxieties. Katie said to me in an email, I've developed some performance anxiety in recent years. I remember Jeremiah when he had it when he was at SVSU. Neither one of you, I don't think, has actually acted in 10 to 20 years. You've sung, but not acted. Why this? Why now? Why are you saying, oh, the heck with all this performance anxiety? Why this? Why now?
Well, I know for me, it had to do with the people that are involved. It's such a great group of actors, and they're fun and they're talented. And then, of course, working with Kevin Cole on music.
Yeah.
How could you not,
Yeah.
And Rick, of course, as director, and
Yeah.
just decided it's time, worked through it and having fun. So looking
So
forward.
far, so good, huh?
Yeah.
How about you, Jeremiah?
Well, so actually, just before the pandemic, I did a show. There was a bit of a snafu with they're playing our song at Bay City Players.
Okay.
And Rick contacted me the Thursday before opening night and said, we have a bit of an issue and we need a new lead. I need you to do this show. And I said, ha, 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 that's funny. I was at a bar at the time and he was texting me. I'm thinking, there's no way this is real.
But it was.
I get home and he's sitting like this at our kitchen island. And I said, what happened? And he explained and he said, so how fast do you think you can learn this show?
Oh, come on.
10:30 at night. I said, hold on, let me see a score. I know nothing about this show.
Yeah.
So I took a score up to my office, played it out on the piano, came down and said, okay, I can learn the music by, tomorrow. This isn't going to be an issue. Dialogue is a different story. I said, so let's get some time. How many days do I have? He said, 5. I said, okay. And in the meantime, Kevin Cole is texting me saying, so you're doing this show, right? So we get into rehearsals and it was about, we finished the first act in the first night of rehearsal. And I'm looking through and I said to Rick, when do I leave the stage? And he said, you don't. And I said, what do you mean I don't? He said, it's a 2-person show, Jared. Didn't you read it? I said, no, because I got it at 11 o'clock last night. So I ended up learning that entire show in 5 days, about 2.5 hours, music and dialogue. So when this came up,
I was going to say piece of cake. Yeah.
I said, so we get a full rehearsal process? Sure, why not? I actually said to Rick, I said, can I just come in for the last 5 days again?
You're right.
No.
And I have to tell you, he was fantastic. He did such a great job. That was part of it. I was like, I want to work with him.
Yeah. So how does performance anxiety manifest itself?
It's different for everybody.
Okay.
For me, my primary instrument was flute.
Right.
And I noticed it early in college when I would start to get a tremor in my lip that would not go away. And it only happened when I performed.
Yep.
And as a singer, for me, it always happened as a singer in ways that I would just block out an entire verse of music. I'd be just fine, and then everything would disappear. But I know for other people, it's different.
Yeah, for me, it's more working up to it. Like before rehearsals or before performances, I get nervous, but usually, especially if I'm playing a character, it's so much easier for me if I'm playing a character instead of just singing a solo as myself, if that makes sense.
I would thought it would be the opposite.
No, because then I can become someone else. And once I'm on stage, it gets better. It's fun then, it's not me. So,
I think was it Henry Fonda that said the same thing. I guess he was incredibly shy and all that, but the minute he became a character. And actually, I do the same thing. If I'm a journalist, I'm fine. If I'm me.
I get it.
So is it fair to say probably most performers have that? That's just part of the process?
I think so. I mean, I've
Yeah.
heard for years, particularly from teachers and directors, if you're not a bit nervous,
Right.
Yeah.
you should be.
Right.
Part of it
Yeah.
is in the caring of things. For me, I actually read a great book called The Inner Game of Music. And it was written by the same guy who wrote The Inner Game of Tennis. And that is what helped me quite a bit. Just the psychology of things and better understanding, what it was that I was nervous about or afraid of,
Okay.
and really how people perceive you versus how you perceive how people perceive you, which
That's
is
a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the scariest part. I mean, that's
Yeah.
really, I think, what makes most of us anxious.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we need to talk about the show, which I think is, oh my God, if you picked one, it's got where did I write down? 22 songs and 54 characters over 4 people. Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're working.
It's fun. The biggest thing about it is it's fun. There are moments in it where you laugh because it's true. There are moments where you laugh because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, silly.
There are times where you cry because it's true.
Yeah, right.
And where
How do you delineate for the two of you? How do you delineate between how many characters would each of you play of those 54 or whatever it was? Yeah.
10 or 12 or
yeah, for each of us it's different.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
The scenes don't quite break up all evenly.
Okay.
And there are some scenes where it's all 4 of us, some where it's
Okay.
2, a few where it's 1.
Mhm.
How do you delineate? Are you doing costume? You couldn't possibly do that many costume changes, could you? Or
Oh yeah, we are.
Mhm.
okay.
Even if it's just a little bit, yeah.
It's broken up so that each scene has a definite beginning and ending.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there will be light cues that signal things. The scenes themselves have to shift. We have
Yeah.
set pieces and props. And Jerry Dennis is building a proscenium for the Court Street Theater.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
there's a lot going on, but
Yeah.
each scene is marked very definitively, so you can certainly tell.
Mhm.
The note we all got last night was, you cannot speak with the same voice for every
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Each character has a different character.
Yeah. And that's what I say. It can be fine, but it's still you have to shift.
Mhm.
You have to shift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would think of all the musical. This one seems complicated. It's simple. It's a simple story. It's talking about relationships, but it seems complicated for the actors. 22 songs is a lot of songs too. You
Yeah.
know. So
Songs, though, they range from, sweet to funny to it's all good. So yeah.
it's all good. Okay. Yeah. So for Kevin Cole, how many musicians, what kind of musicians are involved in this?
So the book itself is written for piano, violin, and bass.
Oh, just 3. Okay.
3.
Okay.
We've gone back and forth about this because when you have Kevin, you want to showcase Kevin. And in a space like the Court Street Theater, it's very small. It's very
Yeah.
There's not a lot of space on the stage. It was not intended for this originally. But we are fans of, found space, non-traditional performance places. And it's a beautiful venue, really.
Yeah, it is.
How do we make this work? So a lot of the conversation has gone around to, okay, so Kevin, can you do this on piano alone? Which gives it the cabaret feel of the off-street New York vibe. And it allows us to put him on display, so to say, the entire time. So I believe that's the route that this is going, although we have violin and bass on deck. But they're still working out in the building of the set and everything, which is actually happening right now. They're within the scope of everything and how to get platforms set up so that we can showcase musicians, and really so that Kevin can be seen and watched.
Okay.
He's really a one-man band, which is just remarkable.
And I assume there's no room for a piano, so it's going to be a electronic, or what do you call it? A small keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, even if there was room for a piano, we would more than likely use a keyboard because it can be piped into the house sound.
Okay.
And that way the volume can be controlled. And not having done anything of this scope in that space, we don't quite know how the voices will carry over the instruments yet. So to have that control for the sound will be very important.
Why did, since Jeremiah is also the conductor of the Choral Society, artistic director, what made the Choral Society decide to do it at the court? Is it more of a small, intimate musical than the Temple's Theater Stage or Pit and Balkan or wherever else?
Sure. Honestly, it's been a combination of a few things. Number one, we don't own a black box theater, and really it's like that size that this warrants. The other part of it too is we've done, a-tempo concerts and cabaret and cabernet at the Court Street Theater. It was really walking into the space the first few times, I think, that we said, okay, how can we use this in ways that expand, number one, the repertoire, but also the ways that this can be used. I think Tom and Stephanie have done a wonderful job with making the space accommodating for multiple kinds of things. And we just thought, let's make use of it. It's also a very nostalgic place for many people in Saginaw.
Good point.
People walk in and I hear stories about coming to see, movies for 50 cents. And I hear from people what they saw premiered at the Court Street Theater when they were kids, when they were adults, when they were bringing their children. And so there's that element of it that is attractive to me as a part of a community organization. As a head of a community organization, I want people to feel like this is happening in their home. And it's important.
Yep. Okay, Katie, I'll ask each of you to give your summary of the show and what you like about it.
Okay. Well, I like that it starts kind of from the beginning of dating and it goes all the way through, the trials of dating, finding a husband and wife, and then it goes all the way to the end and you're dating at a funeral home. And honestly, that is one of my favorite scenes. It's two older people that go and meet each other at a funeral home and kind of, hook up a little. So it's so sweet. It's such a sweet, sweet scene. And it's just such a fun musical and so much laughter. But also it's not just silly. It really has heart too. So it was all of that. It's a great show. I actually didn't know it before I said I would do it. And I'm really loving it. So yeah.
I've heard the title for a long time and wondered what it was about. Now So Jeremiah, your summary of the show and what you like about it.
Well, first I will say, from a musician standpoint, I like the music. It's catchy. There are things about it that I find myself humming throughout the day, numbers that are not mine, that just get stuck in your head. And anytime that can happen in a show, I'm hooked. But on the other side of things, as ridiculous as parts of this are, it's very honest, sometimes blatantly honest, to the point where I'm watching a scene or I'm in a scene going, oh, I've dated this person before. Or I've been this person before.
Been there, done that,
and I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm about midway through the show. I'm into the earlier parts of marriage and things like that. But it really, and none of us are to the end yet.
I was going to say,
we haven't reached the later parts of. But I've got friends who are just now having babies, and I go to their house and I love their kids, and I look at the adults and think, what has happened to you? And all of these things are happening in the show, and I think it's very tongue in cheek at times, but
Mhm.
there's always the underlying bit of honesty
Mhm.
where you just think, I've been here, or God, don't let me get there.
Yeah, that might be the case. Yeah, that might. So
Yeah.
Katie, he said he's at midpoint. Where are you?
Oh, I'm probably 3/4 of the way. I've had the kids. I've been married. Yeah, I've grown kids. So yeah, I'm like probably 3/4 of the way through. And the other thing I love about it is that all of the music is like different genres of music too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like some of it's kind of rock and rolly, some of it's kind of bluesy, some of it's kind of, so it's really fun. Each scene is that music is kind of a different type of music, all the way through it. So
And
yeah,
is it more singing than speaking?
it's a little bit of both. I mean,
Okay, it is. Okay.
there's more singing.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the actual like performing
No.
the music, but
No.
yeah, there's more singing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say it's about
Yeah.
2/3 singing, 1/3
Yeah.
dialogue.
Okay. Okay.
There are some scenes that are entirely dialogue, and they tend to be quite charming, mostly.
Okay.
And then there are some scenes that are nothing but music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a good mix. It really feels very much like watching a cabaret performance.
Okay.
It's
So how long have you been rehearsing?
2-3 weeks.
A few weeks. Yeah.
Oh,
A
that's
few
not
weeks.
bad. That's not bad.
Well, and with the group that we have, it's really nice. I mean, we've only had to rehearse. I think so far we've had 3 weeks of 3 to 4 nights a week, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Some of those have been canceled due to somebody getting sick. There have been lots of travel. I just got back from a week-long conference out of state. But we have a cast of 4 people that are remarkable.
Okay.
And, I absolutely adore these people.
So name the other two. So it's
So-
Zach, is it?
Zach Bauer
And
and-
go ahead.
and Brienne Dolney.
I never knew how to pronounce her last name, Delney. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yep. And Brienne is one of my favorite people to perform with. She played opposite in They're Playing Our Song.
Oh,
And we hit it on really well. She's just a delightful person.
Yeah.
Katie is one of my very best friends, as is Zach, actually.
okay.
And
Okay. That helps. Yeah.
So absolutely. And so the 4 of us who have all worked with Kevin and Rick, the 4 of us just got to it and hit it off really well.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning.
And we never said the full name. It's Rick Roberts, that's the director.
Yes.
I think everybody knows, but just in case. Okay. It is I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change, 7:30 p.m. Friday, August 26th, and 7:30 p.m. Saturday, August 27th at the Court Street Theater. $25 for tickets, and I think there's a special one for tables, but those may be gone now.
I think the tables are all sold. Yeah.
Okay, so $25, and I guess they can go online at the Saginaw Choral Society and order tickets.
Yes.
Okay, anything else you want to summarize here?
I would just say, come have an evening out with us.
Have some fun.
Absolutely. You get 2 opportunities, and we are ridiculous. We are endearing, and we just want to share this with everybody. So by all means, come join us. Learn a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
You will.
You will. You will. It's good. Yeah. So is this something, I just thought of one more thing, is this something that the Choral Society might do are there other little musicals out there like that Choral Society might be looking at?
There are, and really this is just kind of an exploration into what this would be like. The summer and the close of summer is a dead time for art. Everybody's ramping up to try to do things, but with the singers that we have in the organization, with the actors, it's easy to pull together a small group to say, let's do something that's outside of our wheelhouse a bit. I mean, this isn't our normal sandbox that we're playing in.
Right.
But as long as we stick to the primary focus of singing, and
Right.
engaging and entertaining and providing experiences for our singers and our audience, then we are serving our mission, and that is the goal.
Okay. And Katie, how long have you said you've sung for Choral Society? 20 years, did you say?
About 20 years, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's a great group of people and we have fun there too. So
And Jeremiah, you never sang with Choral Society before you became it, did you? Or
I did not as a chorister. I did a couple of solo gigs with Tammy Snyder and Rochelle Austin.
Yep.
But no, I was busy playing flute, to be honest.
All righty. I think that it will do it. Thank you for your time and have fun.
Thank you
so much, Janet.
All right.
Nice talking to you.